Hello guys, Sujara speaking. Welcome to Bedtime Stories, episode number 503. Excuse me. Today we do David Goes to School by David Shen. Now, before we begin Bedtime Stories episode number 303, I'm going to tell you something, okay? This has been a little bit of problem with me getting to know 598 bedtime food reviews, okay? I may have problems with that, okay? I already have done a food review on Ranch Pringles, and that's what's caused me to eat this thing already. So let's just forget it and just talk about this bedtime stories episode. So let's just read it now, shall we? So we got for us. David Goes to School by David Shen. And let's ball for 1 hour. Right now. Anyway. Okay, let's begin this. Anyway. Loading this up anyway. David Goes to School by David Shen, published by Scholastic Books. Plastic Books. Anyway. David Goes to School by David Shen, published by Scholastic New York, Toronto, London, Auckland, Sydney, Mexico City, New Delhi, Hong Kong. Anyway. Always know, a few years ago, my mother sent me a book made when I was a little boy. Wow. The text asserted entirely of words no and David. There were only words I knew how to spell. It was illustrated with drawings of David doing all sorts of things he wasn't supposed to do. I thought it would be fun to make a remake celebrating all the times honoring ways. Mom says no. The new version was called No David. Okay? Well, David's in trouble again. Wow. Now, this time here was his teacher. He's saying no David. Okay? It seems that kids haven't changed much over the years. Okay? It's neither have school rules. Some of which dates back even farther than the invention of sneakers. Of course, yes is a wonderful word, but yes didn't stop kids from running in the halls. But Mrs. Harms, Mrs. Defert, I don't know. Mrs. Miller, Mrs. Herbenstein, Mr. Watson, Mrs. Williams, Mrs. O'Donnell, and of course Heidi, okay? No part of this publication may be produced, stored, or whatever it was. Anyway, all this may be owned by in 1999. This is the 1999 book, by the way. David's teacher always says, no David, no yelling, no pushing, no running in the halls. I agree with that 100%. I never read this book before. This is great, but, that's just me. Anyway, first page of the book says this. David, you're tardy. Okay. I did not even realize this boy is tardy, but, that's me. Red, yellow, and green. I did not realize this. But when I was at school, I was just sometimes yellow, sometimes red. I was just green sometimes, but But why fish? I was in the car sometimes, but next page. Anyway, sit down, David. Yeah, I always sit down in class, But this, oh my god, that was unnecessary. Next page. Anyway, don't chew gum in class. I agree. You have to not do that while I was in class. Yeah, I'm not chewing gum in class. This is not one of the things I don't do at class. When I was in 5th grade, I don't know how to chew class. This is unnecessary to call for. Anyway, next page. Anyway, David, raise your hand. If it wasn't for that guy, he was yelling. It's too much. You need to do something rather than yelling all the time. That's just me. So, and then these are moms already? Anyway, next page. Anyway. Keep your hands to yourself. That was just too much. I don't know what's going on with the hair. I don't know what's going on. It's just too much of the book. You know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what's going on. And in kindergarten, schools like teachers like Miss Nancy because she's watching this and right. I don't know if she wasn't having. I don't know, but back then she was an old lady at the time saying back then she at the time she was like, keep your hands to yourself and be a good friend. And oh boy, this seriously, I don't know what to say. Just walks right in, it's like, oh my god, what? Hey, am I looking at? The hell am I looking at? Excuse me. Next page. Anyway, pay attention. Now, is he looking at clouds or is he not paying attention? I was just sometimes paying attention in class, but this is not necessary. Next page. Anyway. Wait your turn, David. What am I looking at here? I don't care who started it. It's a food fight. I don't care. You know. David, recess is over. Thank you. Don't worry about this. You know, you're going to be tardy. Jesus. I agree. It's too loud in the library. You know, it's just too much. You know, I don't know what to say. It's too loud. You know, principal's office to you. Again? Now, he wants to go to the bathroom. I don't care. It's just too much. That's it, mister. You're staying after school. You know, I don't care. I don't even care. You know. Your drawing at the desk is too much. You're having a bad day at school. You're just having too much stuff, and that is just unnecessary and uncalled for. You know. Next page. Anyway, David, haven't you finished? I don't know about this. It's just clean up the scrubbing parts, you know. This is just too much for tardiness. Anyway, good job, David. Extra star, you know. It's too much. Anyway. Yes, David. You can go home now. Now, to me, it's just amazing, but overall, I just thought, okay. I never heard of this school, but why not? Just gonna thought about bringing this up to school and activities with this. Okay, makes more sense anyway. So that was I would not disturb the class in any way, but that's just me. That was good enough. So that was David Goes to School. What did I think about this book? It was amazing. So far, this book was a success, and oh my god, this is gonna get uncalled for. That was Bedtime Stories episode number 303. Hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned. The next one's gonna be Bedtime Stories episode number 404, which will be David Gets in Trouble. Now, excuse me, I gotta finish editing this, and I gotta trim my beard, take a shower, and then I'll call it done for the day. Till next time, Sue Jarvis and Bobby, so baby, get more videos, so till it's out. See ya.